Hey, this is Agonis. And, yes, I know I'm late. But listen, I just got in the door. Okay? That's the first thing. Second thing, I thought I was gonna make it home on time. I, did not. Unfortunately. So, yeah. Anyways, this is what we finna play today. Okay. We are going to be playing Our Life. What is it? No, Beginnings and Forever. That's what it was. Yeah, Our Life Beginnings and Forever. But yeah, I've been low-key addicted to this game a little bit because I'm really just enjoying the supporting main character. And so I have decided to purchase one of the DLCs. Specifically the one where I get to marry his ass. And yes, it's because I adore him and I just love everything about him. He is an adorable guy. He was a cute child and he has grown into a fine adult. Okay? So I was actually in the middle of an event already. It's not related to the DLC though. Totally unrelated. If I remember correctly, the event that I was just doing was actually in relation to my parents' wedding anniversary. I believe. I think this is the day after the wedding anniversary. So, if you're coming in a little later and I'm still live, feel free to let me know how the audio is. So I may or may not be commentating because this is fresh for me, okay? But yeah, this is the day after the wedding anniversary dinner. And I am at supporting main character, aka Cove. I'm at his parents' house for breakfast. And we decided to make a party out of it. So, Cove and I have been next door neighbors for about 10 years, right? We've known each other since we were like 8. There's actual backstory to this. Like the time in game is actually played out. Like you play through different stages of your character's life along with the other main character. And we are now in stage 4 where we are both 22-year-old adults. And we are currently engaged. Okay. We are engaged. And we are visiting our childhood state, ? Called Sunset Bird. This lady here, Kira, is my fiance's mom. She does not live in Sunset Bird. She lives in Indiana, ? I think she said Indiana. And apparently, quote unquote, Sunset Bird is in California. I looked it up. It's not a real place. Sunset Bird, California is not a real place. But apparently the developers have the setting of Sunset Bird based off of places that are in California. But it's not a real place. But anyways, I wonder if I should put the voice on. I just might. I don't know. But I'll be reading through. I'm not going to read it to you. We all have the ability to read, right? So y'all read it at y'all pace. I will read it at mine, but I will give it a moment or two before I switch it. And I may or may not check the log to reread something I've already read, or if I forget what the hell is going on. So don't judge me. It's there for a reason. It's been a couple days since I played, so I'm trying to remember what we were all doing. I know what we're doing because I played maybe 2 days ago and it's still a little fresh in my mind, but still.
Okay.
This is Cliff, aka Cliff Ford, aka my fiance's father. His parents are not married. They have been divorced since he was 8. His dad is single. His mom is currently interested in someone, if I remember correctly. She mentioned it. It's some dude from the place she works at. Not a lot of detail on the guy. For my family background, I have 2 moms and an older sister. I also have a cousin I'm particularly close with. And Cove and I share a friend group. It is a small friend group, but it is still a friend group. I will explain the others as they appear. And if I also remember correctly, all right. I gotta check something because why isn't it? Hold on. Hold on. I'm not sure why it gets stuck on the main menu screen like that. Why didn't y'all tell me? MP Weeds. So that way you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Where's my mouse? There's my husband. I don't know why my mouse is disappearing. It's not supposed to do that. Because now I can't see what the hell I'm doing. Oh my gosh. Why is it being weird? I don't know. It's getting on my nerves. But where Kira's speech starts at the top, that is pretty much where we started in terms of what the hell's going on. So yeah, and I also double clicked so I didn't get the second to last sentence. It's actually like not capturing the game properly. And I thought that was weird, but like I don't know how to fix that. Hold on. Because I would really like to know what the hell is going on. the hell is happening, bro? Yeah, I don't know why it's being weird. But maybe it'll... Maybe it's because it's full screen. Maybe that's why. But let me see if it'll actually... if it'll do it properly now. I don't know. It seems like it. But okay. So we're getting... Everyone's pretty much eating now. Everyone's eating breakfast. And now I think we should be able to continue with our actual progress. So Cove loves food, and he will literally shove it down his throat if he can, because that's just the way he is. He's always been like that. Literally, since he was a kid, he's always been like that. But Ampuades.
Self-voicing enabled. Cove, this is really cool. Just how we're getting to do this kind of thing.
I also want to see about how loud that is.
Ma, I like this too, Cove. I hope we'll be able to make this happen again. Mom, of course. There'll always be more reasons to get the gang back together in the future.
And these are my moms. My black mom's name is Leilani. And my white mom, her name is Pamela. Just so y'all know, for context. No, this was not a choice I made. Not that it matters. These are the parents I have.
Liz, yes, the two of you might even dare to celebrate your yearly anniversary. Gasp, every year.
And this is my sarcastic bitch of an older sister, Elizabeth. But yes, there's my family. Both Liz and I are adopted, if you can believe it. We're both adopted. And also, our biological parents are kaput. Both hers and mine, apparently. Because that was a thing that happened in our adolescence, where Liz was the first to ask, and she got her answer. Originally was very upset about it, very angry and things like that, and then eventually she got over it. Because adoption is, for a kid, very hard to grasp, I'm sure. Especially when you'd want to ask questions to the people you're biologically related to, and you'll actually legit never be able to. But we're not going to go off on a tangent about that. Go ahead.
The smirk on Liz's face grew only wider as your moms giggled at her teasing. Ma shook her head, chuckling softer now. Ma,
Shush.
Liz, shush.
Also, Ma is my black mom. Mom is my white mom, for context.
True.
Mom, honestly, we just might. You've made a good point. It does come around every year.
Sorry, my arm's itchy.
Terry, you should. Lee, seriously. You deserve a big celebration for your magical day. Cliff, the kids are right. You've got a lot of people who want to appreciate you. You've gotta give them a chance.
Dang, Clifford, speaking facts.
Sage, it's true. I know I have a lot to thank you for.
And of course, Sage is me, because I'm the main character. I did get to choose that name, by the way.
There were more nods of agreement around the room, and your moms took each other's hands for support. Neither were expecting so much encouragement. Ma, We'll think about it. Mom, she'll think about it and I'll tell Lonnie to stop thinking so hard if she doesn't agree. Ma, Pam. Liz, good job, Mom. Now with that settled, let us continue to enjoy this perfect gathering.
And then these are, my selections for what I would like to say as myself and whatever. I'm actually curious about this one.
You want to know who else being here would make this extra perfect?
There's literally no one missing. I'm trying to think of who would be missing, because everyone that we normally talk to is literally in this room. We have our husband, his parents, my sister, my favorite cousin, one of my friends from adolescence that became my now fiance's friends, and two of my fiance's friends that became my friends as we got a little older, like from preteens. Oh no, from teens. Yeah, late teens to now. I think they're both a little weird, but they were made for each other. Quite literally. So, I'm curious though, like, who do you think is missing? Everyone's here.
As amazing as this was, you couldn't help but think of absent faces. In seconds, everyone curiously turned their attention to you.
Now, the only person I can think of that, for whatever reason, she might mention is that weirdo neighbor dude that we had for like a summer and a half. What the hell was that dude's name? I can't remember dude's name. I legit don't even remember his name. Oh, yeah. Literally none of these people. Okay, so I'll go down the list and I'll give you a brief summary on each of these niggas. So Shiloh is, or was, my older sister's like lackey. When we were kids, he's literally like following behind her like a puppy. Very much a doormat type of personality if it were a person. People pleasing, all that good stuff. As a kid. Okay? And Jeremy was just some asshole that was in Sunset Bird for like a summer or two. And he was just a dick. Like, we didn't interact with him more than like twice. But the first time we ran into him at the playground that we played at as kids, we were still kids at the time, but he just had a whole like meltdown. He's like, my parents brought me here. I didn't want to be here. We're just visiting family and it's so boring. There's nothing to do. Blah, 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 blah. I hate my parents. Blah, blah, blah. Like, that was Jeremy. And Baxter was the creepy, freaky neighbor dude that was here for like a summer and a half. Dude was staying here on break, in between his summer semester or whatever for college. And he came on rather strong. Okay? I'm not sure who in their right mind thought that, you know what? I like a man who lays it on thick. I like that. I know that they made Baxter with a certain type of audience in mind, but that audience ain't me. I ain't like this man's fit. I ain't like the way his dialogue was set up. I ain't even like his hairstyle. He didn't inadvertently do anything that was creepy. Like, some of his stuff could be interpreted as creepy or kind of cringe even, but he didn't do anything bad. He didn't actually legit. He legit did not do anything bad. He's just a guy that just really wanted to make some friends. Really wanted to make some friends his age. But that first impression was just straight dog water. That first impression was dog water, and it was just terrible. Greasy. Uh, is it an ultimate game? I don't. I don't think so. Technically, it might be question mark. I, it's a day simp, so I mean maybe. Yeah, because ultimates are geared towards women, right? If I remember correctly, right? Uh, yeah, I think so. Um, I had a feeling she was gonna bring up Baxter. I wasn't even thinking about Shiloh or Jeremy though. Yeah, I'm Gucci. Honestly, I had me a real good day. I didn't spend like $1 million at Marshalls. I decided to not buy a bunch of perfume. I only got two. I got a new Bobby wash. I got a new Oral or a new Earl, and I got me some new lotion. Cause I've been hearing some stuff about Palmer's, and I got that. What is it? The tahini vanilla. They had it at Marshalls, so I picked that up. I'll definitely show y'all what I got in the Discord later. I got. Hold on. Ugh. They're both from the Good Scent. The two perfumes I got. I got Milky Jasmine and I got Gooey Butter Cake. And you know I stays with them glass bottles. The oil I got is Wild Strawberry Nourishing Body Oil. It has strawberry, bergamot, and cedar woo. And the body wash that I got is pineapple coconut. And sensational. That's all I gotta say about it. It smelled amazing. I also got to spend some time with Bear. I went to my second favorite Chinese spot downtown. If you haven't been to the square in a bit, the next time you just happen to be passing through downtown and you want some Chinese food, and it's not like 6 at night, definitely go to Sakura Tokyo. It's right beside Taco Bell. You can't miss it. But yeah, I went there, got my Tokyo chicken, got my white rice, got me a Thai coffee, ate that, delicious. And then afterwards, me and Bear went to Marshalls, and then after Marshalls, we went to Cold Stone. We both got some, it's a limited edition flavor, I think, but this is the second time they've had it, because I think they had it last summer as well. Jello brand banana pudding ice cream at Cold Stone. If you haven't heard of it, if you know where a Cold Stone is, you need to go and try it. It's not sponsored by me, but I'm telling you from my personal experience, delicious. For whatever reason, the person that was making my order decided to add actual banana and Nilla wafers and whipped cream. I didn't ask for that. I just plain flat out just wanted the ice cream. So I ended up giving the pieces of banana to Bear because he got the exact same thing, but he got his in a cone. And I proceeded to eat the whipped cream that was mixed in and the Nilla wafers because they were still crunchy. And yeah. And then after Cold Stone, we went to Chick-fil-A. And I needed to properly try that, what is it? The pineapple dragon fruit lemonade that they got. Yo. I had it frozen the first time, and I was like, ooh, you know what? That's not bad. And I was like, all right, well, the lemonade or the frozen version was really good. Let me try their lemonade. The lemonade's pretty good, too, but it's going to take me a while to drink it because it's a little tart. It's a little tart, but it's not bad. Really, really good if you can get past the pulp. Ooh, and that dragon fruit.
Never mind.
But yeah, back to the game. I had a feeling she might have mentioned Baxter, but I don't want to talk about that nigga. I don't give a shit about him. He's already moved away. He went back to college. He said his goodbyes. As far as I'm concerned, he's nobody I need to think about.
A few interested part, a few interested parties continued to linger for a while longer, but you tried not to meet anyone's stare in particular. The thought you had was lost.
Yeah, because I don't want to talk about any of them. I don't want to talk about a guy that my sister used to know when we were kids that we actually ran into as adults and then who proceeded to pretend as if he didn't know who the fuck we were. Probably because he thought we were assholes. Or because he's still quite literally a human punching bag. And he's hanging out with people that are legitimately rude and mean to him and talk to him as if he ain't worth a shit. But, okay. And then Jeremy's just an asshole. Why would we mention an asshole when we're literally in a room filled with people that love and care about us? Why?
But there was no need to force it.
Exactly.
For now, you wanted to enjoy the moment and the loving spotlight on your mom's anniversary. Kyra,
This is Cole's mom, Chrissy. Because I think you just got here. I'm not sure if you were here when I actually started playing. But this is my my almost husband's mom.
There was a playfulness in Kyra's stare as she scanned the room. She slowly placed her index finger on her chin. Kyra, now that I think of it, there's something I haven't done in a while.
Oh Lord, what you planning?
Eyebrows were raised at Kyra's incomplete thought. She was wordlessly urged to continue. Kyra didn't hesitate. Kyra, look through all the photos Cliff has here. Wouldn't that be fun for all of us?
Ooh, we talking baby pictures? Cause I haven't seen no baby pictures. I've known my now fiance since we were 8, but I ain't never seen no baby pictures. Can I see some baby pictures? Cause I will throw something if I see a baby picture of Cove James Holden with squiggly eyebrows as an infant. I'ma fucking lose it, bro. I'ma lose it if him as an infant had these squiggly eyebrows that he doesn't get from neither his mama nor his papa. I'ma fucking lose it.
Cove, what? Mom, why would you say that? Practically all of those photos are of me.
Chrissy, look at him. Look at this. Look at this squishmallow of a man. I'm gonna marry that. He gonna be my husband. He's so fucking cute. I love him. I love him so much.
Kyra, and that's why. Embarrassing my baby boy is just one of the perks of being a mom. Much to Cove's dismay, his mom was thoroughly entertained at his outburst. She winked in your direction. Meanwhile, Cliff eagerly stood up with a wave of proud affection for his son and completely missed Kyra's teasing intent.
Right? I mean, he's not the only choice, but he's the best choice. He's the best choice. Don't get me wrong. Derek's pretty cool. He's a cool dude, very nice, probably loyal as shit too. Cove has snuck into my bedroom multiple times. Just to spend time with me. He ain't going nowhere. This man, if he could live in my skin, he would. And I love that for me. I love that for me. I can definitely show you because I'm pretty sure they'll show Derek. But he isn't a character that's in the game from the very beginning. You meet him in step 2. You kind of hear about him in step 3, and then he reappears again as an adult in step 4, which is where I'm at right now.
Cliff, I think that's a great idea. Anyone else interested in the pictures?
And that's Cliff, aka Cliff Ford. That's Cove's daddy.
Lee, I am.
Lady on the left is Lee, my favorite cousin. lady on the right is my bitch of an older sister, Elizabeth.
Lee shot her hand up before Cliff could even take a full step. Terry and Miranda snuck each other a glance before nodding with matching grins.
Terry and Miranda are Cove's friends that became my friends, and one of them is I don't think technically transgender, but Terry identifies as a man. So Terry is a he. Because it was, when we first met them, it was Terry with an I, not a Y. And Terry was a girl. But currently, Terry with a Y is now a guy. And him and Miranda are married. Now, if I was playing to show y'all the previous step when we were getting to know Terry and Miranda, the way that the two of them interacted, them becoming a couple and them getting married and becoming an actual thing, it was a dead giveaway. They're always together. One's always grinning from ear to ear whenever they're around the other. And honestly, you never see one without the other. So that was just dead giveaway.
Liz, that sounds swell.
Man, shut up, Liz.
That's
Ma,
fantastic.
that would be lovely, Cliff.
And these are my moms. Ma is on the right. Her name is Leilani. Ma on the right is my mom. Her name is Pamela.
Mom tried to hide her amusement behind her hand, but she couldn't stop the snicker that slipped out. Mom, oh boy.
I mean, I pick on him myself from time to time, so I can't even be like, no, we shouldn't pick on him. Oh my God. What's the later time looking like? So I'm caught between either wanting to see them because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get portraits, and or just, playing it up and be like, oh, everybody loves picking on my baby, which they do. And it's mostly because he does give the most hilarious reactions. And it's always been like this. He's sensitive to teasing. It's really cute. Like, I love that about him. The writing got me feeling some type of way. For real, for real. These developers know what the fuck they did. They put their foot in this. But I'm going to be excited about it, so.
Sage,
Gimme.
it's been too long since I last saw Little Cove.
Exactly. Give me them portraits.
Mr. Holden met your gaze with a soft look that told you that he was thinking the same thing.
Exactly. I'm trying to see that pink cast. And or him in diapers. Let me see. Give.
Liz, I bet this'll be a gold mine of entertainment.
Give to me.
Cove buried his face in his hands and sighed, slowly. His shoulders deflated in defeat. Cove, fine, we can take a look. Everyone happy with picture time?
Yes, we are.
Lee, yay. Miranda, yes. They both excitedly raised a fist in victory. Smaller cheers from your friends and family worked their way around the room, and even you bounced up to your feet excitedly.
Don't worry, he's not actually upset. He just doesn't like being the center of attention. That's all.
Dad flipped open his faded album of physical pictures.
He's very reserved and he likes to keep to himself. He only gets excited when it comes to the ocean, merfolk, me, or his friends, or food. But that's about it. He's pretty low-key otherwise.
He held it up to his face. The corners of his eyes crinkled, and though the book covered much of his face, you were certain he was smiling fondly. But he didn't keep it to himself long, laying the family album on the dining table. You and the rest of the party gathered around to get a peek. The first picture on the first page was baby Cove in a cute little onesie. There were several coos and AWS from the group,
Oh
and Cliff's eyes were shiny with
my
tears
goodness.
as he sniffled.
Oh my gosh, I was right. Ah! I was even a cute baby. His freaking eyebrows. I like how his eyebrows were thicker when he was younger. And now they're just thin. Oh my god, look at my hubby. Oh my gosh, I'm geeking. That is such a cute photo. That's adorable. I love that.
Cliff, he's grown so much.
Even as a baby, you look unimpressed. Stop it. I wouldn't do him like that. I mean, we all know he was a cute kid. But let me see. Let me see. For me, it's between How Precious or That's My Darling Angel. Cause honestly, he is such a sweet pea. I love him. Oh my gosh. You know what? You know what? Yeah, I'm going with that one.
That's my darling angel.
Mm-hmm.
You met Cove's eye with the fondest smile, and you saw the second his breath caught. His mouth twitched until he let himself accept the compliment.
Because he also really doesn't like being complimented either. He just doesn't like the attention. But I shower him in it. He bathes in it every day. Because we live together. So he gets this every day. And when the game lets me, I harass the fuck out of him. Because I can.
Cove held himself even taller, pleased and uplifted by your comment.
Hee hee.
You reached out, placing a hand on his arm and giving him a gentle squeeze, feeling as grateful as always to be with him.
Mm-hmm.
Cove, thanks, Sage. After breakfast and the photo showcase, everyone decided to stick around. Hanging around Mr. Holden's house turned into taking a walk around the neighborhood, and then for lunch you switched over to your mom's condo. It was a really good time, enjoying each other's company. But eventually, the sun began to set, and there was nothing else to delay your friends and family from going home. Inside your mom's house, the home you had been raised in, the group was taking their time saying their goodbyes. It was tough, for you, your family, your friends. You knew what was weighing on the mood, it might be some time before you'd see one another again. Mom, it was a pleasure having you all here, and you're welcome to come around again. Anytime. Ma wrapped an arm around Mom with a light chuckle. Mom leaned her head gently into her wife and they both beamed. Ma,
I appreciate
absolutely. I know we're all adults with our own hectic lives, but we appreciate the time taken to visit.
Aww.
Snorting, Liz crossed her arms. She leaned one hip out to the side while her lips curled teasingly. Liz, you make it sound like this was such a struggle. Some of these people still live here, and it was a vacation for everyone else. Ma, even so, it was very thoughtful. And I hope everyone has a safe trip home. Kyra clapped a hand on Cliff's shoulder. He was puzzled as she leaned in so he could hear her. Kyra, that means you too. It's dangerous crossing the street. Remember to look both ways. Cliff, hey now.
Everybody loves their jokes. It's pretty funny.
Mom, yeah, good luck with all the important grown-up things I'm sure you'll have to do when you're all out of here. Lee, definitely. I'll give updates next time something exciting happens or something lame so I can vent about it. Liz, how nice. I'm glad Lee won't be forgetting the little people. Lee, never ever. Liz, MHM. I'll keep in touch too. Lee,
Very nice.
you better. Terry, well, me and Randy aren't going far, so we can keep an eye on the town for the rest of yet. Nothing will get past us.
And these are the homies. From left to right, we have Miranda, Derek, the other potential romantic option, if you so choose, in the middle, and Terry with a Y, not an I, who was now a guy, on the right. Who is married to Miranda on the left.
Miranda, right. We'll make sure everything is okay. No need to worry at all. Derek,
Thanks.
that's kind of you.
Also, when we were kind of sort of reunited with Derek as an adult and I heard what his voice sounded like as an adult, I was taken aback. Because I was like, whoa! Wait a fucking second, sir. Who the hell are you? Nelly! You're here. Hi. Hello. Welcome to the screen. Yeah. I was like, whose voice is this? Because the way Derek sounded when he was younger, this doesn't sound like what he would sound like as an adult. But you know what? I'll roll with it. But I was like, nah, you can't be speaking really. And then he doesn't have a lot. He doesn't speak a lot anyway. And I was like, ooh, did I accidentally inadvertently shut him up by accident? There isn't a setting for that in the game. I don't think even with the free voice DLC, where I think the people that donated during the game's Kickstarter, they were able to choose names that were then input by the developers that are read by the characters from time to time. Sage was actually one of them. So instead of it just being typed out in the text box, I get called out directly every now and then. Like, it was more prominent in, like, the previous steps, like when Cove and I were younger. And his sweet little voice saying Sage just... Let me get back to it.
Miranda and Terry gave each other pleased smiles, already committing to their self-appointed task. Derek scratched the back of his head, wearing a pensive look. Derek, it's always sad when I have to leave this town, it happens too often. But, at least there will be people looking out for Sunset Bird. That makes me feel better about it. After a pause, Mr. Holden gave the younger folks a thumbs up.
Also, I don't know how to change the tone of the voice for the self-voicing. So, old, boring text box guy. That's not a part of the game, I don't think, by the way. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. I stumbled upon it randomly one time. Because I tapped my keyboard and I hit V, apparently. And then it started reading my shit. And I was like, oh, cool.
Cliff,
Great.
that's all great. You've got a lot to be proud of and a lot to be looking forward to. Kyra, well said, Cliff. I'm thankful that I've been privileged to witness the growth you've undergone over the years. You've each matured beautifully.
No one has matured better than my husband. Except for me. Let me stop.
Cove was touched by his parents' words, and struggled to come up with something to follow. Cove, yeah, it's been good seeing everyone.
Look at this man. Look at this man.
No one had taken a step yet, and you couldn't put this off any longer. It was time to say goodbye.
Look at my fucking husband, bro. I thought the fan art of him having an ocean sleeve tattoo was just fan art. When I actually started step 4 and I saw that there was an option for him to have a tattoo, you know I had to jump on that shit immediately. I forget how to
No one had taken a step yet, and you
um
couldn't put this off any longer.
I
It
forget
was time to say
how
goodbye.
I forget how to change it so that I can see like just the scene itself without the text box. Like in case you want to take screenshots or whatever. Um so that way I could show y'all, but I could just show you later. It don't really matter. Let's see. Everyone's leaving. Can't put it off. If it were me.
Thank. There were heartfelt smiles and nods around the whole group.
Yeah.
Derek, thanks for the invitation. Terry, yeah, thank you for letting us join in. Miranda, seriously. This could have been just family, so it means a ton. Sage, today wouldn't have been right without any of you.
Sure it would have. Don't say that. It was technically just supposed to be breakfast between my mom's, my sister, my cousin, and my parents-in-law and my husband. And they just so happened to be like, hey, we were actually going to be leaving, but we decided to stop by and see if you guys are doing anything. And then they got roped into it. I wouldn't have minded if it were Derek, but these two, they troublemakers. Kind of, sort of. Derek keep his head down. This man just work and take care of his family. He cool by me.
Ma,
Yes.
Sage is right. Besides, after witnessing you kids grow up, you're all family. Your group of friends all wore various bashful and embarrassed expressions, but they appear genuinely happy by your ma's declaration.
Which is kind of true, so.
Afterwards there was more sniffling, and hugs. A lot of hugs. Then people started trailing out into the street, seeing others off. Your friends and family got into their cars and left the neighborhood. By the time things had fully settled, you realized that the sun had set. Earlier, you and Cove decided on having a car pick you both up. Neither of you wanted to bother your parents after such a long day. It would be a little while longer before it would be there, though. It was the right choice, as both sets of parents shot you weary looks. The four seemed ready to call it a night.
They are old. They're no spring chimkins.
It didn't take either you or Cove very long to assure them that it was okay to head home and to go to bed.
Cove, before this ride gets here, don't dip off to the ocean and decide you want to go skinny dipping. Alright? Because this man literally impulsively, the night of my mom's anniversary dinner, he was like, we could go back and rest, but I'm not going to. Like, if this man could stretch 24 hours just because he can, he would. Because whenever this man has a good day, he goes fucking crazy. Like, he just wants to keep doing things and doing things and doing things. And to be honest, like, that whole moment that we had, like, down at, like, the beach where we played growing up was actually really cute. It was really cute.
With one more round of good night and goodbyes, your families returned to the condos.
Oh, we're also across the street, next door neighbors. And it's been like that for 10 years. Prior to us becoming adults and, you know, finally moving out of our parents' houses.
Then the only people left on the street were you and Cove.
Hi, husband.
Cove closed his eyes, humming happily, while he waited for it to pass. He stared up at the sky.
Oh, he's so cute. I can't get over how cute he is. Like, he made me nervous, kind of. Like, why is he so cute?
Cove's hands were in his pockets, and his shoulders were relaxed when he caught your attention with a tilt of his head.
Yes.
Cove, can you guess what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking that you fitting to take off running towards the damn beach, and I'm gonna have to chase after you, and we're gonna miss our ride back to our hotel. That's what I think you're thinking.
Well, at that moment you were in the neighborhood you grew up in together with some time to spare. The corner of your mouth curled into a grin. Cove made things too easy for you. Sage, that the fireflies are out?
And or the fireflies. Totally forgot about the fireflies. And our favorite flower hill. That's where we met when we were 8, when he first moved here.
Right.
Cove, right. Do you want to go to the Poppy Hill before we leave?
Mm-hmm. It is his favorite spot, to be honest. So, like, that's understandable. Well, it's debatable. It's debatable. Between the ocean and the Poppy Hill, I'd say they're kind of like equal footing. But as his dad has stated, he's a saltwater baby. He is a surfer's child, okay? So this man loves every and anything having to do with the ocean. Shells, wildlife, sand. Like, this man loves the fucking ocean. But these flowers, this hill that is specifically behind my house, he also loves it.
Sage, always. There was an eager bounce in your step as you and Cove crossed over towards the hill behind your mom's house. Side by side, you stared out at the view in awe. As you imagined, the hill was dotted with the glowing firefly light. It perfectly reflected the memories of childhood held closely in your mind.
And this was one of the other earliest memories we had after he first started after he had originally moved here. Apparently he never experienced firefly catching before, and he was still not hostile, but he was still a little closed off at the time. And my sister, her friend, and I, and Cove, were here on this hill, and we were, playing around, trying to catch the fireflies and things like that. And we were able to catch one. And it was a really, really cute, sentimental moment because he was having a hard time because during step 1, he actually has a cast on one of his arms, like that whole first step. So it was a little hard for him to actually be able to catch them. So I ended up catching one for him and letting it like crawl onto him so that way he would be able to like experience it for himself or whatever. And then eventually he got a little better with trying to be able to catch them himself. And then it just became a tradition. Like every summer, we'll check for the fireflies and then we'll proceed to run around and harass the hell out of them and try to catch some.
Cove sighed contentedly, seeing them across the hill, weaving in around the blades of grass and the stars above. Cove cocked his head to the side before his expression twisted playfully when he met your eye. You were about to prod him about what was on his mind, when he took off running.
There he goes.
Cove, I bet I'll catch one first. Oh. Kicking up a bit of dirt and leaves, you bolted in the opposite direction after a few fireflies that captured your attention. The first one that flitted into your range, you dove for it.
Oh no, don't squish it.
Cove, did you get one?
Yes.
It escaped between your fingers, but that didn't dim a second of your fun. You shook your head, trying to find your next target. Sage, the next one. I can feel it. Cove, unless you're feeling my future victory. Out of the corner of your eye you watched Cove get spun nearly around, following one that was staying just out of reach. Chuckling, you crouched down low, searching the air. The pursuit for fireflies continued until a handful had been caught. Cove crossed over to you with a bright grin that could rival every twinkling bug and star around you.
Like, just look at that line. Masterful.
Cupped between both his hands, Cove carefully held a firefly. The corners of his mouth twisted before a few giggles escaped him, and you knew that feeling well. The way the firefly would buzz around, tickling the palms of your hands. Cove's eyelids fluttered open, meeting yours. He watched you with a complicated mix of emotions, heavy with the weight of 15 years of history, of memories.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's been more than 10 years at this point because we are 22 question mark. Hold on. Let me do some quick math real quick. 23. Either 23 or 22. Either or, it's been a grip. All right.
Cove, it's really a relief that I got to see the fireflies. This trip wouldn't have felt complete without it. Sage, you're so right.
He's so sweet.
The light breeze tousled your hair. Content, you were grateful that Cove made the suggestion. Sage, if we hadn't done this, I would have felt like something was missing once I got home. Cove, me too. Taking a deep breath, Cove held your eye. He appeared to be conflicted about what he wanted to say next, and you waited for him to make his choice. Cove, it's so strange not to live here anymore. Most of my life neither of us were ever really away from Sunset Bird, well, unless one of us went on a trip somewhere.
Which was normally you, because your mom doesn't live here. And he would go and visit her sometimes for a couple weeks during summer vacation. Because growing up, his parents were divorced. And she lives in, like, Colorado or some shit. Just, she doesn't live here.
Cove, or when both our families took trips together. Remember that?
The road trip, that's probably gonna be one of my absolute favorite events in any of the steps, because that whole thing, no, not the whole thing, that's a lie, a portion of it was so fucking funny and so fucking cute. I will never fucking forget it. So my family was going to take a road trip to some forest that had these huge, long, tall-ass trees, right? And seeing as I'm best friends with my across-the-street neighbor, my moms were like, you know what? Why don't we invite the Holdens? Do you think they'd want to, tag along with us? And I was like, I don't know, ask them. But it would be cool. I'd like for Cove to come. And then, it was decided we all went as a group. The folks all took shifts driving and everything. And the RV was decently sized, but, we still had to squeeze a little bit. There was a loft, 1 bedroom, pull-out couch, and then, like the driver and the passenger seats. Included little kitchen area or whatever, and the bathroom or whatever. And I got to sleep in the loft, right? And, we were we early teens at the time? I think we were either 12 or 13, I think. And, I wasn't gonna go full fire on, like, being romantic with Cove at the time. But, it was more like a low simmer. You know what I mean? Like the bubbles are just starting to appear. So, like, yeah, we're best friends. We're real close. We just about spend every day together. Extremely fond of each other, that sort of thing. And Cove was sleeping on the pull-out couch with his mom, and his dad was sleeping in, I think, the driver's seat or whatever. And, for whatever reason, I couldn't sleep. And I decided to, like, peek over the side of the loft to, just be nosy. And Cove is just like laying there, but he's not asleep, right? So, I kind of try to get his attention. I get his attention. I invite him up to the loft, and he's like, well, what's up? What's going on? And I was like, oh, I just wanted you to, like, come hang out with me. I'm bored. And so I think they played, like, some kind of, like, card game or something, trying their best to be quiet. And eventually they both, like, lay down. They're, like, facing each other. I got a portrait for that, so I can definitely show you. And oh, that particular portrait is so cute. There's like nothing inappropriate about it. He's literally he's gone on his little loose fitted tank top. I think it was like gray. I don't think it was black, but it was like a dark grayish type of color. Or maybe it was like a really, really like faded dark green. Don't remember, but it was probably either that or gray. Don't remember. Kid just laying on his side, just giving me this cute ass look. And eventually I fall asleep. And then I wake up sometime later. I think it's sometime in the morning. Cove's not in the loft with me anymore. And when I peek over the loft again, he's sitting up with his mom. So I'm guessing before he passed out, he did not return to sharing a sleeping space with her. So when she woke up and found that he wasn't there, she went looking for him and, eventually saw him in the loft with me. He was, I think we were both under the blanket. Nothing happened. Nothing inappropriate happened. We were literally just sleeping because we were children. We were children. Don't be gross. But yeah, of course, he kind of sort of got in trouble for that, even though it was my fault. But it's also a running gag that she'll kind of poke at us every now and then. I think it's pretty funny.
He chuckled, losing himself to fond reminiscing. You couldn't help but match his grin. Sage, I liked that road trip one a lot. Though, I don't think we all could squish into that RV again. We're way too big. Laughing, Cove shook his head. His brow creased the longer he sat with the thoughts spinning in his brain. Cove, those visits back then with my mom. I remember what a big deal they felt like then. To be away from here without anyone else coming for a whole few weeks. Cove, oh, how little I knew.
I'm actually kind of curious. What did you tell her, actually? Because when I first met her, she did the same thing his dad did. When they first met me, they both just flat out came up to me and started talking to me like they already knew me. Which is very suspect. To just walk up to someone when they're by themselves at that and act as if you know them. That shit's weird. But they are both quirky people. And I don't never use that word. But that is the best word I can think to describe his parents. His parents are fucking quirky. They're weirdos, but they're actually pretty decent people. I was heavily under the impression that his mom was going to turn out to be a bitch, a terrible person. She's the reason he had that what's it called on his arm when he was 8. She's the reason that they separated and they got a divorce because she cheated and Cliff came home early from work one time and caught her cheating or some shit. They never went into detail about why they separated. They never went into any kind of detail about why they separated. So it's kind of just up to interpretation, I guess. So it may or may not have been a cheating thing. And since I had pretty much just took off running with my headcanon that Cole's mom cheated, and since she travels a lot for work, apparently, Cliff would be the more present parent. So that's why he was able to get custody and he was able to take Cove and move here to Sunset Bird, where he eventually got to meet me. I was like, there's no way she didn't cheat. Like, what the fuck happened to where the man got to take the child and leave? Like, what the fuck did she do? We may never get answers. And you know what? That's okay. But either way, I'm glad it fucking happened. Because look at this man. Absolutely beautiful. Cliff raised him right. He a good man, Savannah. He a good man. I don't know anybody named Savannah. I was trying to be funny. I don't think it worked, though. But I'm curious, though.
Hey, what did you use to tell your mom about me when you were on those trips to see her? Thrown a little off kilter, Cove hadn't been expecting that question at all. Both of his eyebrows raised, and a part of you wondered if you had somehow spoken gibberish instead. Sage, honestly, I've been wondering about it since I was 13. Kyra always kept the details to herself, and you never said a word either.
Yeah, so tell me. Spill the beans.
Cove, mostly, I'd just tell her about the times we hung out. And since you were obviously there when things happened, I didn't have to tell you too.
Well, it still would have been nice to hear, I guess. I don't know.
Sage, that's true.
I
But, I would be really enthusiastic about it when I was telling her what happened cause, you know, you were an important friend to me. The time we spent together was important.
Honey, stop.
Cove, so, I definitely would have been embarrassed if my mom told you any of that. I really appreciate that she kept it to herself.
She should have told me in secret.
Sage, oh. I think that's nice. All of it? Cove, thanks.
So cute.
Sage, thank you for telling me. Finally, Cove parted his hands and released the firefly back into the hill. It flew up around his face before darting away up into the sky, but your gaze was fixated on him. There was a touch of wistfulness in his features as he watched the bug disappear into the night. It wasn't until Cove turned his attention back to you that his demeanor warmed. Cove, okay, I'm ready to go now. Cove, are you sure?
Maybe. I don't know.
Sage, yeah. It's just goodbye for a little while. Cove, MHM. There'll be more nights like this one someday. Trailing a few steps behind Cove, you looked back down the hill. You spotted your childhood home immediately. Sage, I'm grateful we could come home here and see how things are without us. It was nice.
Yeah.
Cove, it really was. With Cove right there along with you, you made your way down the hill. With the same stars above trailing the way, your last night in Sunset Bird was closing out. You were lost deep within a dream, adrift in the current of your unconscious mind. Cove was with you even there, his presence strong as your mind flitted from scene to scene, the logic of the conscious world melting around you. Something jolted you from your slumber, the visions you'd constructed slipping away even as you scrambled to catch them. It had been a good dream.
Oh, Lord, what are you doing?
You opened your eyes to an unlit, unfamiliar ceiling. The darkness permeated the room so thoroughly that you were sure it was still the middle of the night. As your eyes adjusted to what little light there was to catch onto, a smiling face cozied itself right above you. There he was.
Oh?
Sage!
Oh, hi, good morning.
Good morning, honey.
The grin was bright enough to make it seem like maybe the sun had risen, after all.
Not sarcastically. Please stop being a morning person. Oh, Lord. I don't like the sarcastic answers. The sarcastic answers make me mad. Like, wow, it's my dream come true. Like, nigga, huh? This is the man we're going to marry. Game. That is my husband you talking about. You better show some enthusiasm for this man. For this very, 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 very good man. Okay? That is my husband.
Oh,
Yes.
it's my dream come true. You could.
Yeah. Lay it on smooth.
Naturally, you weren't surprised to see him, but that didn't stop you from enjoying it every time. His expression softened at your voice, the tender affection in his gaze obvious despite the dim space.
Not really. Oh, you're gonna tell him how nice it is to see him and then immediately pull the covers over your head? Really? Bruh, what are these options? Alright, this is a safe split, because there's two I want.
Sage Kamajo. Save slot 5. Save.
Alright, so which one do I want? Right? Super, super cute. I mean, he does like it when I ruffle his hair, but I also just feel like smooching him. Because honestly, if I could pick more than one option, I would do both. Because he got long hair. I gotta play in it. That's like the whole point. And also, why would I not smooch my husband first thing in the morning? It's practically a tradition. Like, it would be illegal not to. But we gonna ruffle his hair
You
first.
ruffled his hair. He closed his eyes happily as you rubbed the top of his head, mussing up his hair. Cove, would you preferred me to wake you up by tapping on the window?
You're funny. I'd have preferred neither. Nigga, come on. Don't be a sourpuss, bro. Jeez.
Yes.
That's also like a thing for us. He was also, and still is, a little bit of a wild child. It's happened quite a couple of times where, in an attempt to just spend more actual time with me, he would leave his house at some point in the night once I've already fallen asleep, and he will then proceed to scale the side of my house and climb up to my bedroom window and knock on my shit and be like, hey, what's up? Can we hang out? And I'm like slow blinking at this man like, do you know what time it is right now? The sun's not even up yet. What are you doing? But of course, how can we say no to that face? Like, come on now. How can we say no to this face?
Cove simply smirked, amused by his own wit.
Come on.
Cove, I mean, you really should have expected this was gonna happen.
Outgrown it. If he ever outgrows something like that, I'm getting a divorce. If your husband doesn't, under any circumstance, feel the need to scale the side of a house just to spend time with you, why the fuck would you marry him? Like, what the hell? My man better be Spider-Man up the side of a damn house to spend time with me. Fuck. Let me stop.
I did. I was waiting for it. Cove, good. Glad I didn't disappoint. Sage, alright, you woke me up for something. Gimme your pitch and I'll see if it's better than sleeping. Cove, well, this is our last day here. Everyone might still be asleep, but if we get up now we can at least see the neighborhood. Do you want to?
Since it leads to another choice, I'm gonna
Say,
go back and I'm gonna go for the kiss option and see how slightly and or completely different it
you
is.
kissed him. Propping yourself up on your elbows, you leaned in towards him. Cove read the intent in your movement and bent down, meeting you halfway in a kiss.
Yeah.
Cove, would you preferred me to wake you up by tapping on the window? Cove simply smirked, amused by his own wit.
I think everything
Go
else will be the
auto forward.
same.
Come on.
I did. Cove, good. Glad I didn't disappoint. Sage, Cove. And the reason that you didn't tell me this plan last night is?
I doubt I have a choice here. Like, why are you being so crabby, bro? Oh my goodness. So crabby, so crabby, so crabby. Why are you so crabby, so crabby, so crabby?
Of course.
All right.
Cove, great. Then he held out one of those hands to help you get up, too.
Right now? Like right this second, though? I mean, it is for. I just got up, though. Like, I just woke up.
You held out both arms, wordlessly asking him to lift you up.
I have no strings.
Cove complied, crouching down to scoop you up before gently setting you down again. Before you could head out, you and Cove both needed to get dressed. You did so quietly. The strangeness of the hour meant that your body seemed less coordinated than usual, each article of clothing a new puzzle, but you managed it. The two of you were eventually ready to head out into the wide world. Dawn still hadn't broken when you left the hotel, yet it was easy enough to get a ride down into Sunset Bird. The journey was peaceful. You might have expected sleep to attempt to claim you once again, with the sky still so dark, but Cove's excited energy was infectious. Morning was finally starting to come over Sunset Bird as you arrived, almost like the sun itself wanted to be there to welcome you. Cove turned towards you, his eyes sparkling with anticipation. Cove, one more summer beach trip?
Oh, Lord. Are we going swimming first thing in the morning? That's a lot.
You were sorely tempted to tease him, but his eager expression was just too pure. Sage, sure, one more. You could have taken your time getting there, dawdling under the morning sun, or you could have taken the short walk at a regular pace. And both of those would have been just right for some other occasion. But this time, without either of you saying a word, you and Cove set off sprinting. The two of you tore gleefully down the street towards the beach, as excited and as ungainly as the kids you'd once been. You were laughing with joy and at the absurdity of it all, being here at the break of dawn with the boy who you'd once discovered on the nearby hill who never completely grew up. As it was still early, you did your best to keep the noise down. To the side, you saw Cove covering his mouth to stifle his own giggles, similarly aware of the people sleeping in the condos around you. You thought of what the mean old not-grandparents would have said if they could see you now.
They probably would have been assholes. Because one of the other neighbors on this particular street, we didn't meet any of them per se, but there was like one particular set of older people that rented out one of these condos every summer. And apparently they just hated kids. So if they heard any sort of like commotion outside in the general area, they would like come out and start like fussing at them. And it was pretty funny. But they never changed. They were just always just known as like those mean old grandparents that lived in that condo every summer.
All you could do was continue running and stumbling down towards the beach, away from the residences and their sleeping occupants.
Yeah.
It was only a few minutes before you arrived at the expansive ocean shore. Cove kicked off his shoes and strode right into the water, not stopping until his feet were entirely submerged, and the waves tickled his ankles.
We have to join him in the water. We know what we here for. Come on.
You got into the water with him. After slipping your shoes off, you let the sea flow over you. It was cool against your skin, but not as cold as when the wave pulled back and your wet feet were exposed to the air again. The two of you stood there, watching as the sun continued its ascent over the horizon. Silence fell between you until finally, dawn had fully broken. Even then, Cove spoke in a whisper.
Wow.
Cove, I can't believe it's over. How are we already at this point? It all went by way too fast.
Oh, wait. I need to actually select it.
A ghost of a smile crept over Cove's face, like the sun peeking out between clouds on an overcast day. Cove reached out and enveloped your hand in his, pressing your palms together tightly.
Oh, hi, honey.
Not sure how I feel about this portion of the art style, but we'll continue.
The silence returned, just for a second. Cove, I'm glad we came this morning, and that we came on this whole visit back.
I'm
Cove,
so glad.
But, more than anything, I'm glad for ending up in this town in the first place where I got to grow up with a really nice neighbor. Cove, I wouldn't have wanted any other life.
Stop. That's cute.
I'm most grateful for meeting you, too.
Honestly, wholeheartedly, 100%, yes.
Cove looked over at you out of the corner of his eyes, not turning his face away from the sea. His expression was full of affection, from the gentle curve of his smile to his clear, contented brow.
And honestly, Cove is a huge crybaby. He cries when he's happy. He cries when he's frustrated. He cries when he's sad. Like you know, like how there's memes of like how chicks will be like, if he don't cry at my wedding, I'm getting a divorce. Or I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna come back out and he better be crying. Like that sort of thing. He gonna be in tears. I already know this man, if Cove, if it were canon that this man did any sort of athleticisms like backflips and shit, he would be doing a backflip at our wedding out of excitement. And then he would proceed to break down in like scream cry, probably. Or at least I would hope. But he's a sweetie. He's a sweet pie. I'm a sweet pea. Like, okay.
It was a stark contrast to the tears rolling down his cheeks.
I love
Cove,
you.
I love you.
I love you too. They really put their foot in this, bro. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm actually just having a moment right now. I need my actual husband. Like, and if he doesn't have Cove's personality, like, I'm just you're kaput. You're done. Get out of my face.
Sage, I love you. You counted yourself lucky. Even though you were leaving now, this place had gifted you with so much that you'd carry with you wherever life might take you. The memories you'd made, the lessons you'd learned, the people you'd build relationships with. You'd keep those pieces of your life in Sunset Bird forever.
Hmm.
You stood with Cove, silently watching as bright rays swept away the last of the night's shadows until the day truly arrived.
And honestly, since this was literally like probably not spur of the moment for him, but it spelt it. Wow, I cannot fucking talk. Oh, yawning. Sorry. I'm sure this felt spur of the moment for me, but for him, I know that it wasn't spur of the moment. For him, this was well planned and thought out. Because these places, just like they would for me, hold extreme sentimental value for both of us, but for him, it's like 10 times that. Not intruding. Nah, you're just witnessing. You're witnessing our happiness. So that way you can also be happy by proximities. Or you might just be creeping. I don't know. No, but like I'm pretty sure he had planned this from the giddy up at some point. Cause like he would want to be somewhere that fills him with good emotions with someone he cares about, which, you know, is me. And for him to just want to come here just to watch the sunrise with me, that's sweet as fuck. That is absolutely fucking adorable. And I love that. Third and fourth wheels. I mean, technically, we looking more like a 6-wheel car, cause we got 4 in chat, we got 2 lurkers, 2 popping off in chat, and then me and Cove. Like, we 6-wheeling it at this point.
Your spirits were high as the sun rose ever higher in the sky. The two of you had found yourselves meandering back to the neighborhood street on Sandy Feet, strolling down the path just as you'd done thousands of times before. This was where it all started. You were compelled to look at the exact spot you'd first encountered Mr. Holden, sitting dejected on the curb. He wasn't like that anymore. Still, you couldn't forget the day it began, just as you couldn't believe what an adventure it led to. Things had never been the same since that moment, and you couldn't be happier for it. Your mental lingering on that meeting had turned physical, causing you to stop in your tracks. It was only when you heard Cope's voice calling your name that you remembered when you were and realized what you'd done.
Mm.
And what a present it was. A shining sun, a clear blue sky, and Cove by your side, all the most natural things in the world. Sage, so, what's the next step?
He's so good looking, bro.
You watched Cove expectantly, waiting for him to guide you forward from here. There was a crinkle around his eyes as he laughed. Cove, it's up to you now.
Yes. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. I need some true, genuine, put me in my feels, butterfly in my tummy type love. I need that. You're giving me too much power. Not clamming up. We do be
You're
joking.
giving me too much power. Sage, aren't you worried about it going to my head? Cove smirked, shaking his head.
It's okay.
Cove, don't worry about it. I'm listening, so go ahead.
Yay.
His His eyes met yours, holding your gaze.
All right.
Cove, I believe in you, Sage.
Hmm.
No matter how much time might pass, there were some things that you could count on to be constant. Cove, your family, is family, and all your other loved ones being there for you when you needed it was one of those things, since the beginning and for always.
Oh, it's the title.
Beginning and always. Not for always, but always. 22 going on 23, I think. Question mark. Yeah, either already 22, going on 23, or we're already 23. We haven't really celebrated birthdays in any of the phases, but the game does let us know that we are aging.
Knowing they were there, and you would never be truly alone, made the future look all that much brighter.
Another save split, huh?
Sage Comage. Saves. Over. Sage Comage up.
I mean, we haven't eaten yet. Food would be pretty good. But we could also go to the hill. Tough choices. Dang. Honestly. I mean, he said I have the power, so.
Wanna find somewhere private to make out? You were teasing him with that call, of course.
No.
But so much reminiscing about growing up had made you yearn for him.
I wasn't joking. She might have been, but I wasn't.
After all, Sunset Bird had given you Cove. You wanted to enjoy both of them, together. Cove spluttered out a laugh. Cove, Sage. He covered his mouth with his hands, staring at you over them with wide eyes. Sage, so you don't want to? He slowly lowered his hands, his gaze flicking shyly between you and the ground.
This is my favorite fucking face he makes. These sprites are so cute. Like this is his bashful face, pretty much. Like you've seen him blushing and him being embarrassed and things like this. This right here, this is my husband flustered. And you get this in just about every phase or every step except the first. When we start actually getting close to each other and he starts feeling his feelings, he makes that face. And I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But that face makes me want to do things that would make him uncomfortable. And you know what? I'm okay with that. Because I would do it. There would be no escape from me. But you know, the game, it's not that kind of game. Game is very wholesome, as you can tell. Just by the little bit I've actually gone through, the game is hella wholesome. But you know, it does have a little sprinkle in there. But nothing too crazy. Okay. Continuing.
Cove, no, that'd be perfect.
Also, fun fact, when we first started dating, I don't want to say that Cove was freaked out by physical affection. It's just that he's, what is it? think it's called demisexual? Question mark, question mark, question mark. He's not super physically affectionate. Like, he has to be 10 toes down, emotionally invested in the person before he's even remotely getting a stir up all up and anywhere. He needs to be like 10 toes down emotionally for whoever it is. And not only is he 10 toes, but he's 8 fingers and 2 thumbs down for me. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Your days growing up in Sunsetburg had been so wonderful. Even the prospect of leaving again made your chest ache, yet you weren't going to let that stop you. It would be hard, but you knew that it would still be there, waiting, whenever you wanted to return. Facing Cove, who'd been by your side through it all, you knew that one day you'd look back on these moments now just as you fondly reminisced about your childhood growing up here. Each happy moment you experienced became only a memory of what used to be. But that was what life was, and it was okay. As it was from the beginning, and continuing that way for always, life took another step forward. Thank you for beginning a life here. You can come back again always. The end.
No, it's not the end, actually.
Hello again. Thank you so much for getting the Cove Wedding DLC.
You're welcome.
Because you're engaged to Cove in this playthrough, you can choose to continue your story into the wedding planning events if you'd like.
Thank you. Yes, I would love to.
And you can always make a save here and come back if you want to return to the option later on.
I don't want the what? Shut the hell up. Yes.
Welcome to the Cove Wedding DLC. These events are set after step 4, but it's not specified when. It could be during that same summer, the next summer a year in the future, springtime in California, etc. You can assume the timeline is whatever it needs to be to make sense for the choices you made to progress the relationship.
He's already mine. I'm just putting a ring on that shit, son. Because technically I confessed. So he's my husband.
Which initiative level would you like Cove to have for the wedding?
Huh? What do you mean? He's my husband. He's gonna be. He's going to have high initiative. What you mean?
High initiative.
Fuck. Also, we going to 7.
Save.
Yes.
High initiative. We hope you have a truly wonderful wedding.
Why, thank you. T. This was mostly what I wanted to do for the stream.
Side by side on a purple dyed faux leather couch, you sat with your fiancé, Cove.
Yes.
The air in the chic office smelled non-distinctly perfumed, though luckily it was a demure touch rather than smothering. A soft hum came from the air conditioning, gently flowing the scent around the room.
So, like, this is our place. So, the big desk is mine, right? I got the big boy desk. Or is this not our place? I'm confused. Where are we?
It was the first time either of you had been there and you weren't sure if the atmosphere was meant to comfort or impress visitors.
Okay, never mind. This isn't our place.
For some people it wouldn't make a difference either way, like with your own partner for example.
Tee.
Cove's hand was intently gripping yours. You could feel him trembling and hear the squishing noise the couch made each time he shifted around.
Oh my goodness. He's nervous.
One part came from his usual nervousness over these kinds of matters, and the other came from an almost uncontainable excitement for the same reason.
He's so cute.
This place was the headquarters of a well-known event planning agency in the area. and this office belonged to their planner for a very particular type of special occasion weddings. You were here to plan your wedding together.
Uh-huh.
Soon he wouldn't be only your fiancé, Cove would be your husband. And on that occasion there was going to be a ceremony, reception, and everything.
All right, let's look at these options. I mean, I know he isn't like upset, he's just nervous. It's not like he's getting cold feet. Know that for goddamn sure. I know that for a fact. But
You
We
were
gon'
overflowing
go.
with thrilled energy.
we going with this one.
With your vibration and Cove's shivering, you hoped you both didn't slide down off the cushions.
It be like that though. Unfortunately, this is my faux wedding, but actual wedding planning is probably like, well, no, it is totally fucking different. And I can only imagine how like nerve-wracking and like difficult it is having to keep track of so many things. Cause like planning like a party and like getting like peeps to do stuff is minuscule compared to like doing it on the scale of like a wedding, like an actual wedding, which I hope isn't stressing you out too much more, to be honest. But if it is, take a chill pill and give the paperwork to your husband and let him do it.
Today's meeting should be straightforward. Introducing yourselves to the planning team, getting familiar with one another, and going over only some basics. The entire process would take multiple visits here and trips to other locations. Before setting up the appointment with the planner, you and Cove decided that you were going to set the wedding in, or at least near, Sunset Bird.
What? I was about to say near. Near? It's going to be in Sunset Bird. Good. I'm glad.
You also had a good idea of who would be attending, how large the wedding needed to be, and a few other details related to your lives together going forward. That was as far as you had gotten in the process when you decided to bring in assistance. It w- Planning the day with Cove as a team was something you looked forward to. Cove noticed the dreaminess in your eyes and the corners of his mouth lifted hopefully.
Hi, honey.
His second hand reached over to clasp both yours and his first.
Hee hee.
A metallic sensation pressed into your skin, the engagement ring securely on his left ring finger. Your feet shuffled against the black and white striped rug that covered over the center of the hardwood floor as you returned a smile back. Cove, here we are.
Yeah.
Sage, here we are. Cove, it's really happening.
Uh-huh.
His fingers squeezed your hand deeper into his hold. Cove, you know I'm not really good with, well, any of this, but I'm sure that whatever it ends up being like, it's going to be amazing.
You better cry. That's all I'm gonna say.
Cove, it has to be, because I'm marrying you.
My heart. I can't. This game makes me feel things. Buy this game, please. Well, actually, you ain't even gotta buy the game. The game is free. Our life, beginnings and always, is free 99. young. You saying that like we getting married at like 18. We waited a couple years. And hey, we could be 25 right now. You read the in between dialogue. I decide when we actually get married. So we could be 25 or almost 30. Hmm. Hmm. I'm stuck between the top two. Because I definitely want to give him a nice compliment. Just 'cause. To help him relax. But I also definitely want to agree. Because why the fuck would I not want to marry him? Why would I not want to marry him? Like, make it make sense. Okay.
Sage Comagem.
I'm going with another save split. I'm going with the compliment first.
He was too sweet sometimes.
Very true.
And then there was a series of quick knocks. Your conversation stopped as you shared unsure looks between one another. Cove, come in? In response to Cove's words, the shiny wood door off to the side swung open. Hello, lovebirds.
Question mark.
Standing in the entryway was
Oh no!
his dark gray hair was swept to the side and on his neck was a distinctive mole.
Oh god! Bruh, what are you doing here? This man grew up. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. I saw in the screenshots that this man was gonna be at the wedding, but I didn't think he was gonna be helping us plan it. Oh. Oh my god. All right. So let me give y'all the skinny real quick. This dude right here in totally normal looking attire, right? For a professional in his field. This is Baxter. The creep with the weird that came on like way too strong in the during his very first interaction of meeting us, when he rented a condo on the same street that Cove and I grew up on and that we were still living on at the time when he was there. This is him. But apparently he grew out of the half black, half white bootleg what is it? The hell is his name? From Soul Eater. Death the Kid. He looked like Death the Kid from Wish. With his half black, half white hair. Split straight down the middle, half black, half white, loud ass patterns. Ripped jeans. Like it was a mess. Alright? I'm glad you cleaned it up, but I still don't want to see you. But you know what? He's technically older now, so maybe he's fixed his dialogue up a little bit. Maybe he fixed up his dialogue a little bit. So I'm gonna let him speak. I can't wait to see Cove's reaction, because what makes it even funnier is that Cove doesn't like this nigga. He does not like him. Because the way his dialogue was set up, it looked like he might have been trying to see if he could hook up with either of us. And it made us uncomfortable. It made me, as a player, uncomfortable. Even though he didn't flat out say it like that. The way his dialogue was set up, it kind of looked like he was kind of like checking us out and, staring a little too long. and whatnot. But anyways, yes. Continue.
His curved grin and brown eyes grew wide in sync.
Oh no, don't. He recognizes us. Fuck.
Baxter, hallelujah. Love would have been a lot if you two dolls had broken.
I hate that they voiced that. Why? No. No. I'm turning the game off. Turning the game off. I'm saving. Why? They did it. They did that with Derek too. They gave him an ultra suave voice. Why? I swear to God, this nigga's bi. He's bi. He has to be. If I've ever seen a bi man in any sort of anything, it's Baxter. I swear to God, this man just likes everybody. Oh my gosh.
Cove stared while frozen in place, a deer in the headlights. His mouth opened, then closed again soundlessly.
Oh boy. Do you know this person, Cove? We know who the fuck this is. We know exactly who this is, and we're not gonna pretend as if we don't know who he is. We're not gonna acknowledge it though. We're not gonna be like, Baxter? Like, I already did that. So we're not gonna do it in game. I low-key want to, but I'm not. Cause honestly, I was flabbergasted. Yes, I freaked the hell out, but I was also flabbergasted.
Cove stared while frozen in place, a deer in the headlights. His mouth opened, then closed again soundlessly.
Did I accidentally pick one? I might have. Oh. Never mind. You look between the two of them. Nah, this is amazing. I never liked him. What do you mean this is amazing?
You were speechless seeing him.
I'm speechless.
The former tourist stepped further into the room while chuckling.
See, there he go, being all schmug again.
That's
Baxter,
wonderful.
I'm flattered you two people of excellence remember me too.
Stop fucking talking to me. Keep those voice lines to yourself. My husband is right beside me. Shut that shit up. Don't talk to me.
Baxter, and I didn't even have to dress in black and white.
Shut up.
Sage, I don't know about that. This huge black and white rug is kind of a clue.
Yeah. Now that I'm actually paying attention to it, I was like, it doesn't match shit in here. Like, there's some black, but these are things that are normally always black. But this rug just seems out of place, especially with the pattern. Like, a complementary color to, like, the purple would have been nice. Or even if it was, like, a green to match, like, the number on the wall. That would have made sense. But continue.
He laughed again, brushing his bangs from his eyes. Baxter, true.
Ticked? I'm not gonna say I'm mad about it. But I'ma
Only
just...
feel shock and disbelief.
I'ma go with this one.
This was an incredibly unexpected reunion.
Yeah.
Baxter, it's been a while. Years.
Yeah, it has been, honestly. Let me double cheek something real quick. I need to charge my phone, actually. Because I forgot I'm going to the movies. Gotta make sure my shit got juice. Oh my god. Eek. Eek. Cove's expression, he's not happy. That's extremely new. Look, matter of fact, with them both standing side by side, look at Baxter's face and look at Cove's face. One of these things is not like the other. Baxter is way too happy, and we're both just kind of like, oh, hey. And yeah, he do be cheesing way too hard. And just looking at his sprite and how he's looking, right? And you see Cove just standing off to the left, minding his own business. Baxter's giving him that look. And I'm going to let you know right now, you give me an inkling that you attempting to make any sort of move towards my husband, I will end you. I will end you. I will end you. Alright? Cool.
Cove dropped his response heavily. The tone likely would have been even firmer if he wasn't still in disbelief that Baxter had reappeared in front of both of you, and as a wedding planner of all things. Your wedding planner.
Yeah, this is hella awkward. Like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or nothing, but like, I feel like dude low-key really wanted both of us. And I could understand that Cove might think that he might potentially try to sabotage some shit, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Cove, what happened? Do you have an explanation for it?
Uh-oh.
Baxter, well, as professionally as possible, Baxter strode to the other half of the room and took a seat in the rolling office chair opposite the couch you were on. He used the tips of his feet to smoothly twist the chair's position so that it faced you completely as he continued the reply. Baxter, I went back to college, eventually graduated, joined the great wide career world, grew up, and learned some more. I'm still learning.
Ha ha ha. How about actually answering the question?
To fully settle in, Baxter dropped an elbow on the armrest of his seat and rested his cheek against the propped-up fist. Baxter, that's the curated version. Life is a wonderful journey.
Alright, you being a dickhead, why didn't you just answer the question?
The words were spoken flatly, inauthentically, and punctuated with a dismissive gesture of his free hand.
Oh! Oh, so we playing douche now. Is that what we doing? Okay.
It was impossible to tell if the sarcasm was purely in response to Cove's own sharpness or if there was something else. Even Cove raised an eyebrow at how clear the displeasure was. Baxter was aware of the impression he was giving, but only half shrugged with one shoulder over it. His eyes drifted away from you and your partner.
Alright. I got you. Okay.
Whatever the story was, you definitely weren't getting the full version of it.
And honestly, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about your background. I just want you to do your job that we're most likely paying you for. Because obviously, just because we know you, you're not going to do it for free. But still, don't be fucking weird. Don't make no passes at my husband. Don't make no passes at me. And I will knock your teeth down your throat. What are these options? I've missed you? Question mark? The fuck you mean you missed? We don't know this man. We do not know him. We had a good 3 solid interactions with him. The fuck you mean I missed you? Excusez-moi? Like, I gotta stop dilly-dallying because I actually have to end stream soon because I'm going to the movies. Um, but I may or may not do a continued stream tomorrow. Question mark? Maybe, possibly. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Should I? I don't think I can make a poll this particular time on stream, but for those of you who are here, feel free to let me know before I end stream if y'all want to see me continue the wedding detail seed tomorrow, or if I should just do it on the next stream day. I'm not going to touch it off stream if y'all do want to see it. Otherwise, I'm gonna just keep on playing it till I complete it, because of course I want to marry my fucking husband. But yeah, y'all let me know. I'm gonna just go with okay, because you're being a weirdo.
Okay. He straightened back up and took a pause to smooth out his jacket.
Yeah, he's definitely being a douche. Like, bro, you playing it up a little too much. For real.
Baxter, okay, indeed.
Alright.
No.
Baxter, that's my introduction taken care of. Then, let's swing things back around to the real reason you came. Baxter, you're getting married. Congratulations.
Stop smiling so much.
You were given an enthusiastic round of applause from the audience of one.
Bro, you're giving fake now. Because you came in the room, you're just like, holy shit, I know you. Oh my god. Co-star is pressing you for questions. You put on a whole douche persona, and now you back to acting all happy-go-lucky. Stop it. What are you doing?
Cove, we got engaged kind of a while back when there was a lot going on with our lives. Baxter slipped a pen out of his jacket pocket and tapped it against the desk counter at his side. He looked between you and Cove, satisfied.
I don't like that it looks like you're checking out my husband.
Baxter, considering we're already acquainted, it should make the process that much better. I'm sure your special day is going to be one to remember.
Of course.
Cove, Cove's uneasy single word was directed towards you. In a whisper he elaborated on what that was supposed to mean. Cove, are we really going through with this? Having Baxter plan our wedding?
Am I actually gonna get a choice to say yes or no? Because honestly, just the way that he was acting not even 2 seconds ago, I don't think I want this fucking weirdo planning my wedding. Because then I feel like he's gonna try to like weasel his way into being able to attend for whatever reason. And you don't know us. You are not close enough to us, not even by proxy, because you don't know nobody we know to be attending our wedding. Our wedding. Okay. Me personally, like actually 100%. He definitely doesn't. I know he's looking to me for confirmation, like, are you sure we're gonna have this nigga plan our wedding? Because he makes me uncomfortable. Like, I'm in complete agreement, for real, because I think Baxter's a fucking weirdo. And I'm still taken aback that he's even here. Like, I thought that him, like, appearing in the screenshots for the wedding was just him just happen to be passing through, or he's dating someone like our cousin or something, and that's why he's at the wedding, because she's like, oh well, you know, there's this guy I'm dating and blah blah blah, and then she brings him to the wedding and it turns out to be Baxter or something like that, and maybe that's how he was at the wedding. I don't know, but I suppose this also makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. Is this gonna be a safe split? I think it will be.
Safe.
But if I do get the option,
Cove, are we really going through with this? having Baxter plan our wedding?
I'm gonna leave it up to Cove. Like, if he explicitly expresses that he does not want Baxter to be our wedding planner, I'm going to support my husband's decision. I'm not gonna be like, oh well, we do kind of know him. Like, that don't make no difference. This is a professional environment. Whether I know this man or not, we are hiring him to provide us with a service. And if he's gonna be a fucking weirdo about it, you're not doing it. We're not paying you. What the fuck?
Baxter, I'd like you to.
It's not about what the fuck you like. It's about whether we want to hire you or not. I don't even care if I sound like a Karen saying that. We don't give a fuck what you feel about it. This is our wedding. And if we don't want you planning it, you ain't going to. The fuck?
Cove quietly yelled. It wasn't unreasonable that the person on the other side of the room could hear the conversation, but Cove had not expected him to answer.
Fuck this guy.
Cove, I mean,
Cove, it's alright. Don't even consider nothing having to do with him. Just focus on me. Tell me what you want.
Baxter, I think I could do it well. I can do it right. And there's very few weddings I'd like to see go off like a charm than this one.
I like how you're trying to sweet talk us now. Y'all see this, right? Y'all see this man trying to be like, oh well, please, would you let me do your wedding? Pretty please. Like, you ain't fooling nobody, nigga. You just want to be nosy. Because you wanted either one of us, or you wanted both of us, and you got neither. And since we're still together, after all this time, you just want a little peek. You want to be a fly on the wall. Like, nah.
He spoke in a conciliatory way.
What?
Baxter's normal boldness was entirely missing while asking for this chance.
Hey, Google. Conciliatory definition? Like, nah. I'm confused, because what the fuck does that word mean? Intended or likely to placate or pacify. So yeah, you fucking around is what you telling me. Trying to peacemake. Oh, I don't want to upset you, but I really want to do this, please. That makes me not want you to do it even more. Why are you just not being real? You're a professional. Stop it.
You and Cove faced one another on the couch.
He's not for this.
The softness in his eyes and the sloping of his brows shared his thoughts without him needing to say a word. He was being swayed.
Cove. Don't let him play you. If you don't want him to be our planner, he's not going to be our planner.
You nodded to your partner. There was a pause. And then Cove spoke. Cove, okay.
All right. It was out of my hands. I'm going to support him. If he's going to let Baxter do it, then all right.
While still on the couch, Cove brought his torso up to its full height and held his head high. The look on his face was determined.
What you frowning for? This is what you wanted, right?
Cove, since this is actually the reality that exists now, I've got a question for you, Baxter. Baxter, yes.
I hate his face. Why do you look like this? Who likes you? Why is there DLC to be romantic with you? Ugh. Can't stand this man.
Cove's strong stance began to crumble as he shrunk into himself once more.
Honey.
Cove, is your offer for dance lessons still open?
Cove James Holden. What are you talking about? I do remember him trying to use that as something that he had skills in when we were younger. Oh, well, I offer private dancing lessons, which also could be a wink, wink, nudge, nudge to something else. probably not intended to be that way, but depending on the age of the person playing. Cove, what are you talking about?
Your new planner gasped before quickly settling into laughter with a clap of his hands. Baxter, of course. Always. Cove, that's a relief. I'm probably gonna need them.
I'm
Baxter,
here if you need
I understand completely. I'm here for you. And you as well, Sage, if there's a need.
Did y'all hear that? I know I kind of like cat coughed, but I got goosebumps. What the fuck did I say about talking to me? Shut up. I mean, if I have the option to say whether or not I'm a good dancer, why is there no option for me to say, no, Cove, you don't need dancing lessons from him. I can show you how to dance because I'm your wife. Another save split. Shit.
Save slot 4. Save slot 3. Overwrites. Save slot 3. Sage Comija. Oh, save. Quit the game.
For now, that's where I'm gonna have to stop at because I got like a couple minutes before I have to go. Because I'm supposed to be going to the movies, and our movie, the movie starts at like 10 something, and it's a little far. So we gotta do some things. Well, I actually have to get dressed again and whatnot. Alexa, turn lights on. Ouch, my eyes. Why was I staring into it? I know that was like low-key a cliffhanger. But you know what? I do want to play more of my DLC actually. So I'm most likely just gonna pick it up tomorrow, to be honest. It'll probably be earlier than my regular stream time. But if you have on your notifications, you'll know when I start. And I'll give it a good like 15, maybe 10 minutes before I get back into the actual game. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and go. So if you haven't already, feel free to hit the description of this video so that way you can join us in the Discord, where you can participate in polls, hang out with peeps, share memes, and just have a good old time. And also, feel free to share the screen with someone who knows absolutely nothing about our life, beginnings, and always. And also, on your way out, don't forget to leave your likes at the door. And I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna see y'all at some point tomorrow. And we will continue my weapon DLC. So until then, I'm gonna see y'all later. Okay? Oh my god. Okay, bye.